What's up, everybody? My name is Nozibele Kamngana Mayaba. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
And I am Sikumbuzo Goodman Mayaba. Welcome to Nozibele Mayaba YouTube channel.
Yes. Why haven't you been here for a long time?
So I haven't been here because the host decided to meet me the past few months. 4 months to be exact, isn't it?
Did you?
So I have not been here.
Why?
Because the topics that have been chosen have been 5 levels above my understanding.
Oh my goodness.
And my knowledge.
You know what?
I have been deliberately omitted from
yeah,
the
you
show.
couldn't do that.
But I'm glad I'm back.
Man, you're telling
I have a new look and I'm back to my old color because it's winter. It's winter in South Africa for those of you that are outside Africa. It's winter here. So normally in winter, I regain who I am and I become more handsome than I was before.
You don't. You don't.
No, you're the only one who's not seeing that, but a lot of people are saying, like the way I'm so tired, people are, they continuously compliment this. Wow, you look hot. And I say, thank you very much, I know.
Yes, we went to church.
But how many people that complimented me even today? But like everyone is looking at me.
Who said that?
Zimi is one of them. And Masande over the phone even said, but Sco, you sound like so handsome today.
You know I can't do it. So we're bringing this video to you because we had an interesting conversation about 2 weeks ago, right? So it follows a friend of mine.
And interesting is an argument, by the way.
The story follows a friend of mine who's a medical doctor. So during the height of COVID, right, she was the only medical doctor at that particular, I think it's a clinic or a hospital or whatever, medical center. So sometimes, obviously, she won't be on call. So in such instances, it was important that each staff members had her number, right? So that she can be called immediately when there's a patient that needed medical attention.
Sure.
So the number was also obviously shared with the security guard at the facility, right? So the security guard, when there's a need,
she can be contacted.
Yes, correct. Okay. So security guard, and then during these sessions, wait, baby, please let me finish. So during these sessions, when there's an emergency, the security guard can call, the nurses can call, whoever can call. Okay. Then she moved, from the facility, and then she got transferred into another hospital, totally different province.
Sure.
Then all of a sudden, out of the blue, right? She's with her husband, I'm with school, having a good time, we're laughing. Yes, you get what I mean? She receives a random call, a video call on WhatsApp. A video call on WhatsApp. So she's like, okay, that's a bit weird, right? So I don't know, I'm not sure. I think she answered the call or something like that, but obviously put the guy off. But what the hell? Like, why are you video calling me, right? And she's a friendly person like me. Very accommodating. So she's so shocked. But I no longer work at the hospital. And then he calls me. Not only calls me on WhatsApp and also video calls me. Now
so who's shocked between the two of them?
Ulanduga, my friend, is shocked. Okay. Right? So obviously, okay. Now she says the husband did not question the incident right then when it happened.
That's a true man.
Or whatever. So he questioned it like 3 days later, right?
Which is the right tactic to deal with issues like that.
Can I finish the story first, and then we can please can we give each other room to express ourselves very freely? Please, thank you very much. So now the husband goes back 4 days later and asks, but why does I put the video call? Yes. Right? Now it becomes an issue. Wait. Now it becomes an issue, right? But ingathi ngoku usisi is up to shenanigans. First there's a man video calling her, so it's an argument, there's something fishy going on. As if the guy called because he used to call. He's used to calling. It's something that he has done before. Kanti, it was actually the first time he was doing it, and she was also shocked, right? So the reason, why we bringing this thing up, because I was team lady, I was team wife in this case, right? And I did not understand why it needed to be anything bigger after I have explained to you, but no, I actually don't know why he's calling. Like, because I feel like it should have ended there. I don't understand why it needed to be a big deal beyond what was actually happening.
Okay. Let me then talk from my point of view as a man, and underline that, because there's a certain way in which we interpret things. And salute to that guy who actually asked 3 days later about that incident. I would have done the same thing. It makes sense. But I would also like us to understand there's a pattern here. I would have been suspicious too.
Why?
The way you're so eloquent in telling the story, it is like even the person who was telling you the story thought about it very well and made sure that when she tells the story, it is like this. So there are no loopholes.
School, there were no loopholes. What do you mean about? What do you mean about loopholes? No.
So from my understanding, if the patient goes inside the hospital, it's either the patient goes there by him or herself, or brought by the ambulance, and there's usually somebody at the reception, administrators, who admit that patient. So which then makes sense that those administrators have the doctor's numbers, in my understanding.
Okay.
And maybe then from there it's the nurses, which in fact the first line of the hospital shouldn't have the doctor's number, because they wouldn't know the diagnosis of that patient. Then let's go to the nurses. The nurses then have every right to have that number. Well, from how you are telling the story. But in my view, they shouldn't have that number. The doctor should be on a speed dial. A speed dial, you go to the phone, you press 9, it goes there, you don't even see the number.
Okay.
That's why there was a red flag even there.
Okay.
Yes.
Here's my question now.
Sure.
So today, guys, we are trying to discover to what extent can there be jealousy in the relationship, right? Because Nane, I took myself and put her in I placed myself in her shoes. Okay, you can question the processes. Eventually, why did the security guard have the number? Blah 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 blah. It's fine. Okay, we can debate that. I hear you what you're saying. My thing is, I don't understand how it was blown out of proportion in my understanding.
Is it from a female point of view, or in your understanding?
No, in my understanding, okay, because sure. I put myself in her shoes. If unditi kuwe, I just received a call, and andiyazi le call, it's awkward. But actually, the security guard is emsebenzini, and then when actually, why is it calling me? I feel like that should have ended there. Although andithi siyathemba lapha ku relationship, unless bana i-foundation kwayona be shaky. Yabona into ngithela ngayo, if unsenokuchazela, if I've already explained baba, this is as a security guard from work, I don't know why they're calling me, this is very weird, I'm gonna block his number. Like, actually, can you also ayaz bana, actually I have a husband, although he probably knows, so I'm not sure why it sends a land. I feel like it should have ended there, because what I'm telling you should be what is accepted as the truth.
But this has nothing to do with the trust. With trust, actually.
What does it
There's
have
nothing to do. There are values and principles that we need to abide by just as human beings.
Okay.
So the manner in which the husband asked about that particular incident is the right way, because most probably I'm actually just imagining this whole scenario. The explanation that was given right after the call was an instant one. So it was important for the husband to follow up, so to check whether there's consistency in that explanation that was given at that particular moment. I would have done the same thing. And this has nothing to do with jealousy or trust between the two people. But it's important that from time to time you check your border gates.
Okay.
Are they still intact? Is there no holes in the fence that I've built in this relationship? It's just to check. It's just whoever blows that out of proportion, then in that fence, probably there's a hole inside there that needs to be checked. What is it that I'm doing right? What is it that has led to my missus entertaining such a call? Because most probably it wasn't the first time that she was entertaining that call, but because I was there at the time the security guard called, and then the only position that I'm in is to accept what I'm being told, because kaloku thina sichatile, so I have to trust you at all cost. Ayambi kanjani.
Okay, so here's the thing. It started now, this whole conversation where we started fighting about this thing, because I was like, no, school, no. Ngeende apho ndokuchazele bani andimazi lo mntu ngokubana mayiprolonge this thing and be blown out of proportion and ibe ngathi I'm up to something, I'm up to shenanigans. That's what I don't appreciate.
Let me give you another example so that you see this thing
from a male perspective.
From a male perspective, and why it was important for him to address it in that manner. So you had a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So you obviously enjoying this personal trainer at the gym.
Start from the beginning.
No. Okay, no. I want to explain it from this angle.
Okay.
From this angle, I must not be told on how to tell this story, because it is my vision, it's my understanding. It's important that I tell it the manner in which I understand. Where it becomes a problem, now she's at home.
Yes.
She then received a message, a WhatsApp message. Oh, by the way, you were good at gym today. So shouldn't the guy, in my understanding, the guy should have just given you feedback right there and then.
Okay.
And it ends there. So why does he wait 3 hours later and then sends you a message? What was he expecting you to say?
Can I say something? Okay, now can I can't be interrupted. So yeah, I want to go back to the gym. This was like about a year ago. When I go back to the gym, right? First of all, it's not
Don't tell the whole story. Just the key things.
I need to context. You told the story from your side. I didn't interrupt. Can I tell the story from my side? Thank you very much. So I have I want to go back to the gym. This was about a year ago, right? So I'm like, okay, I don't like sometimes going old school, being the one that trains me, because I don't listen to him, right? And then we end up fighting, right? So this one time, very random, I'm at the gym. I get in the gym. So this guy approaches me and he starts chatting. Yes, as trainers, guys at the gym, right? So he starts chatting up on me, checking how I am. Oh no, I saw you running, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool. And he's like, no, I'm a personal trainer. Yeah, right. And do you have a personal trainer? I'm like, no. And he's like, do you know how to use the machines? I'm like, no, I don't really know how to do.
Since when?
Except, baby, can I tell the story without interruptions?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm like, not really. I can only do a treadmill, right? And a few others, but I can't do the weights, right? So he's like, no, I'm a personal trainer. And so I start telling him about the YouTube channel one, right? So he's like, okay, let's enter into a partnership, right? Enter into a partnership. I'm gonna do your sessions, I think at a discounted price, and then we can do it together to advertise. By the way, guys, let me add disclaimer. This trainer is a 21-year-old.
I knew that the age thing is gonna come.
Hang on.
Why do you see this thing? So why do you have to explain? Because I mean, I'll tell you about even that call. She didn't have to explain.
Baby,
she should have just responded to the
like
call.
What you're doing, because
after the conversation, dropped the call and there's nothing to explain.
You were just
so why do you have to explain?
No. Just hold on. So this guy is a 21-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, we start gymming, we start training, blah 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 blah. Everything is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Then, about a week 2 afterwards, ne? I start getting like strange questions, but why do you need a personal trainer? I'm like, I mean, it was
Talk about a smart man.
yeah, dick. And then I'm like, well, I don't really need one. But then this guy, we're entering into a partnerships. He's doing it for half a price. What the hell, you know? And he's like, and I can see, but he's not sure. And I'm like, he's 21. Like he's a child, for goodness sake, right? Okay. And then he says, and now a couple of days after he comes back, and he says, I was at the gym. And I'm fine. I got even
now.
Right?
Yeah, even now. If it's reported, okay.
So he comes back a couple of days afterwards and he says, hi, Lomfana, akasakwazi ungijonga apha ejimini. Ngathi
doesn't even
ukho nje umoyana and kumoyana nje endingawuthandi kulo mfana. I'm like, oh, okay. So he's like, and you understand that lento ufuna personal trainer. I'm like, cool. Okay, hang on. So I'm already far ahead, but what is your problem? First of all, you can't even tell me you're jealous of the guy. And then gumdana, no, guys, ipechana, ipepa, right?
Okay.
So I didn't understand why it needed to be blown out of proportion. But why do I need a personal trainer? I still don't
this
get
one,
it.
I'll leave it to your viewers to critique you, because there's something wrong with all of this.
What's wrong?
That you've just explained. So firstly, you didn't start going to gym when we here in Gauteng.
Yes.
You did not start here.
Yes.
You have done gym before.
Yes.
And it has benefited you before. And not only that, you have used all those techniques that strengthen, that help you with losing weight.
Yes.
Because the reason why you were going to gym, in my understanding, you wanted to go back to size 32 and not size 38.
First of all, I was not a size. I've never
And
been
not
a size
size
32.
Yeah.
I'm probably a 34,
Yeah.
and I'm not a 38. I'm a 36.
No, but you must
I'm
show
a
them those photos.
36. I'm a 36.
No, you must show them those photos.
I was a 34.
Because you said you're not gonna interrupt me.
Oh, sorry, you can go ahead.
So she went to gym and she lost lots of weight, and she did some strength and conditioning, which is aligned to cardio and losing weight, which was spot on. And now all of a sudden, we're in Gauteng. There's a personal trainer.
Change of lifestyle.
Okay, so I monitor this.
Change of lifestyle.
Now when I go to gym, this guy can't even look at me.
That's cool.
Now all of a sudden things have changed.
That's a lie.
But I was told that the guy is going to take us through all
Both
those
of
things
us.
together.
Yes.
So doesn't it make sense that the guy then at least greet me, hey, I met your wife and this is what I've discussed with her. So why does he avoid me altogether?
I think it's in your head.
No, it wasn't.
I think so.
I'm telling you, even the last time you and I went to gym. So you walked in there, up the stairs, and then you obviously saw your friend. And guess what? You greeted and you hugged the guy that just ignored me, didn't even look, or acted as if he's not noticing that I'm there. And that's disrespect right there. You hug somebody's wife and then you just look at, it's disrespect. It's huge, honestly now.
Okay.
Now, honestly, it's huge. That guy disrespects me.
Really?
I'm telling you. I'm giving you the men's view. But the fact that I'm not talking about it and it doesn't bother me, it's because I know who I am.
And
but
you
I
should
don't
know
want
who
to.
I am.
No. In this thing called relationships,
Yes.
Your viewers know. You need to know your stand more. Over time, a person changes. So that's why I'm saying to you, you need to check in those border gates whether everything is still intact, because you can't live with your yesterday's performance, because today is a new day. You read books, you are exposed to social media, all sorts of social media, a lot of influences that you are exposed to. So at some point, you are going to change. And by the way, a female grows quicker and more than a man. Tina, we are a bit slow. And that's why I saluted the guy when he asked 3 days later. I would have done the same thing because he just says, and they understand it. But okay, so what's happening here? And also the consistency of that which was explained to him in that day. Disrespect her. There's a way to deal with that. It does not matter the age. At least if you humility, respect, those things are key. Especially if you see that this person is a kind and very human person.
How could she have reacted?
Yeah.
So that yes.
And it's a very good question that you're asking. So the right thing that should have happened is when that call came through, should have answered it. Find out who are you, what do you want?
Okay.
And leave it there. So let's go to my lady or my brother. She was receiving that type of call for the first time, let's say. So why panic?
Baby, I don't understand why you won't understand, Bana. It's natural that she's gonna panic.
If it was you, I mean, you receive these calls all the time, so I'm used to that.
I'm used to it as well.
Yeah, she's not used to that call. She should look forward to receiving. Oh, I'm receiving a video call.
No.
Let me see. What is this video call all about? Oh,
No.
Mr. Security, hi. Can I help you?
No.
And that video call set up. But so why are you calling me? And then you don't answer.
No.
And then deal with it. Because what raises questions is the fact that she does not answer. She drops the call, blocks the person.
No,
obviously,
she answered. No, okay, let's agree to disagree because otherwise we'll be here the whole night. And then I feel like either way, she would not have won the fight. That's
your understanding.
No, my baby, let's agree to disagree.
No. There's no such as agree to disagree.
I'm not going to agree.
Man's point of view.
I'm not going to agree with you. Now you're not going to agree with me. So that's why I'm saying, let's agree to disagree. When you've stated your case from a guy's perspective, I don't agree with it. Now I am saying from her perspective, she would not have won either way. She answers the call. No, baby. She answers the call. Why do you answer the call? She doesn't answer the call, but why are you looking shady, right? I think it was an impulse thing that is understandable by ufonela ngumntu or a security that you used to work with on a weekend, a video call on WhatsApp with your husband.
But I don't agree with you.
So I'm saying now, let's hear what the viewers are saying. So with that in mind, right? So we thought to ourselves, okay, let us go through a list of things, all right, where do we feel as someone has the right to be jealous when this happens or they not? Whether or not you have access to your partner's phone, do you have a right to be jealous? Let's say, I don't want you to have access to my phone.
But so the manner in which you're asking that question is actually limited because it's not about a right or wrong, and it's not about a right. I do not have a right. Just try not to make me reach that point. If you love me, you will try and protect me by all means and make sure that there isn't anything that's questionable in your conduct in the manner in which you do things. Simple as that.
I'll make an example. For example, if I have a password or you have a password, right? And I don't know your password. And now, for example, I'm just looking... Is it by
choice or voluntarily?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, sure.
Let's now say I want to access your phone for some reason, funny photo or whatever. And I'm like, oh, just give me your password. And then someone says, no, I don't want to give you your password. Should you be like...
There's a question mark, there's a red flag there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a red flag there, right there and there.
Okay. Your partner having a crush. Now this one, I don't know what the big deal is. I watched something online and the celebrity couple were having a couples quiz. And then the lady named Krashak and the guy seemed uncomfortable. What's the big deal? The crush, celebrity crush. I have a celebrity crush. I know you have a celebrity crush.
No. I don't have a celebrity crush.
You.
So.
Who's that?
The good thing is that you also know that I like I like sport or I love sport. So number one, no, because so whenever I am listening to Carol Chabalala, I think it's Chabalala, yeah, it's because I like how she asks those questions so that we understand sport much better. No, it's not about that. I like what she does. If she were to stop what she does, I mean, it's not like outside. I'll always admire what she does.
I think it's just a definition of a crush.
Yeah. So in don't get crush.
You admire umsebenzi awenza Carol. Nam, in my case, I admire umsebenzi uqhawe, like that guy from The Wife.
Okay. Walked in. Walked date. So you wish you were the partner that. No, so that means you wish you were in Bangladesh. So which means you wish you were in Nalet. That's what it means. I
love the way he expresses himself in acting.
So that means
otherwise,
and you wish you were Nalet in this case. That's what it means.
No, baby. I have a touch of power because of how he acts, of how he expresses himself in acting.
Fine, but there's a reason why
No.
You are a celebrity now. You are at that level.
That's the problem.
With him reaching out to you and you reaching out to him, it's very easy. If you are not a celebrity,
when are you a celebrity?
Do you know you keep him? No.
No.
This is
cool. I got into that. So your partner speaking to people of the opposite sex.
I don't have a problem with that.
I think it's the nature.
But I must not be disrespected. That's just what I'm saying. Is that do not disrespect me. do not. The fact that I am a kind person and I'm very humane. I'm very protective of my space, but you will not see that immediately.
Okay.
But do not disrespect me.
We got you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't mind as well, and as long as like the nature of the conversation is respectful. For example, like honestly, a common conversation, hi, it's cool, oh, okay, whatever. But then if it starts getting like, hi, it's cool.
Yeah, and I like that what you are doing now, because guys, when you meet me, don't expect a hug from me. I don't like hugs. Even men, we shake hands and it's okay. If you are legit, I don't like that. But it's me. There's nothing wrong with the hug. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, but just me.
Okay.
So I just don't like that. So obviously, when there's a lady approaching me and wanting to hug me, you should have a problem with that, because you know me that I don't like the touchy interaction.
Can I explain that?
Yeah.
Actually, I think you're making a good point. Because at first, I think we were all new to this, right? Because at first you used to do that, and for example, we'll meet people at the mall and people immediately come to me and start hugging me and they're like, school, and then the school will walk off, right? And I'll be like, no, but school, you can't be rude. Yeah, be welcoming, like, and I'll encourage him to be friendly, gatin. But then I started now realizing, man, hang on a sec, I think I'm compromising
who I am.
Yeah, it's cool, but also our relationship, because we meet people sometimes who just don't have boundaries. Yeah, and it was a very heated conversation.
And a very important one as well. I can't wait to hear your views about this. Actually, it would have been nice if there were 2 more couples.
We should do that, actually.
Exactly.
So guys, thank you so much for joining us. We love to hear your comments. Hey, Latunda, please say something. Please be Tim Nosy. Like, hear my point. Guys, understand where I'm coming from.
I like how you're inviting votes.
They must be Tim Nosy. Like, please understand where I'm coming from. Understand my point. Understand my argument. Okay? We'd love to hear from you guys. Good conversation. Thank you so much for engaging. And then we're not gonna be always on the same page, but I respect your opinion. I need mine to be respected as well, and I think that's what makes a relationship, right? So guys, yeah, you are Azana, my head is spinning. Okay, until next time guys, bye.
Bye bye.